And we are live. Hello, welcome everyone to the stream. I'm quickly just going to tweet out that we're live, and then I will start the introduction. While I'm doing this, I'll quickly tell you guys what we are going to be working on today. Excuse me. I'm actually, we are fairly nearly done with the sprint. Actually, we were supposed to do a sprint review and sprint retrospective today. Sorry, that always happens when you, right as you want to start speaking. But I wanted to give the team and myself a last day of rounding things off properly before we do the sprint review tomorrow. Also wanted to give myself a bit more time to recover from a 3-day trip that I just had, which was tiring. Anyway, what I will be working on today is doing a last pass over this set of characters that we've been working on for the past couple of weeks. So there's just a couple of things in some of them that, that's been bothering me. For instance, this character here doesn't have any shoes on, and there's no real reason for it. Except for the fact that I'm lazy about drawing feet and usually kind of just skip over it by giving them really tiny feet. But it bothers me, so I have to fix that. So I think I'll give her some kind of like those race car driver type sneakers, race car driver shoes. Though googling them now, yeah, kind of like these. So I'll give her that type of shoes, and then there is a couple of other issues with some of the other characters. I believe, yeah, she doesn't have like real shoes either. It's just kind of like this amorphous blob. So I might give her a pair of shoes and might give her a little jacket. Or something to go over, because her outfit and her outfit are just too similar. They both have the kind of this spandexy suit thing on, and it's just too similar. So I kind of want to differentiate between the two, and I like the patterns on her suit a lot, so I want to keep as much of that visible as I can. But hers is very bland, so I might do a little jacket over the top here. Just to break it up a bit, might give her a belt or something similar. And then, there's some features on some characters that other characters just don't have. So I might update those as well. Then, as soon as I'm done with that, I actually have... So in our game, there's indicators of where the other players are. And I've already kind of exported these... Photoshop will just not let me make that layer visible. Exported these into the game, and I saw that they're not lining up correctly with the actual indicators in game. So I could show you what that looks like actually. So if you, I should actually use this screen for this. Drive around, you'll see that as I come closer to the other player, see how there's a little indicator there of where that other player is, and there's another indicator here of where this player is, right? But as you can tell, this indicator lines up properly, sort of. But this one doesn't line up properly at all. So I kind of want to look at how these indicators have been constructed and change the prefab so that it loads it up properly, I guess. But that will be later. I first just want to start with a quiet little drawing session. We might start working on. I actually have another task. Oh yeah. So for these characters, come on, back to Photoshop. There we go. I have very loosely, kind of in my head, an idea of what they're like. But I kind of want to define that a bit more. Actually, write some things down so that we can do a social media post with these characters. So I can post them on the Twitters and ask the audience, like, okay, which one would you like to see in game, etc., etc. But yeah, for that to happen, I would actually need to write that stuff down. As you might be able to tell, I am quite fatigued today, which has to do with the trip that I just had. I went up to a theme park with my family, which was really, really fun, but I've got 6 little nieces and nephews now, and yeah, they take up a lot of energy. There we go. Just getting some of my tools in order. So part of the reason why I hate drawing shoes or things on feet is that it's actually a really weird, complex shape. You've got so many planes. There's like a ball back here, which I usually kind of start with, which is the heel, and then getting the perspective on that is kind of weird. And then there's a plane down below here, and then there's a curve comes down here somewhere, but yeah, it's weird. I might draw those feet separately from, so I'm getting distracted by what's beneath it. I'd actually do something like this, just so the drawing under it is less visible. You can kind of focus more on what I need to draw. For some reason, whenever I'm slow, Photoshop turns slow as well. That actually curves the other way. Then that curves outward, and that comes up. And makes a that, and then we have those things coming back, and then that can have that come in and then come down. Wraps around like that. Let that stick out a bit. Quickly gonna check the stream. Yeah. Okay. Now we can see that the angle is completely off. I'm fairly lazy about redrawing. I usually just kind of start drawing something and then when I see it's off, I just kind of transform whatever I've drawn until it matches. I really want to get rid of those smart guides. There we go. Okay. Photoshop is just unbearably slow right now. And this tends to just kind of happen from time to time. I have no idea why. Like I update all my drivers and stuff. There's a reason why I can't really update Photoshop itself. So that might be part of the issue. I'm making it bend downwards too much again. It might be something. All right. Now we've got the same going on here. And the ankle out at the heel. And I've done 0 warming up. Before I started drawing, I was actually working on something a bit more technical involving physics layer in Unity before this. And I can really feel that lack of warming up right now. Like, my brain is not in painting mode whatsoever yet, but it'll get there. I mean, it usually takes about half an hour to switch operating modes. So it should get better. So what's weird is there's actually quite a number of likes and stuff on my tweets about streaming, and then I have one viewer who is probably myself. That's weird. But I'll just keep plowing on. Yeah. Kind of want to, I mean, they should be same size at some point. Wait, let me just do a bit more cheating here. There we go. Actually oversized these a bit too. There we go. All right. Yeah. This should be an empty. No. Okay. Start drawing these shoes. Now for colors, it's an empty, right? Yeah. I don't know. We might go with this kind of like neutral color here. I don't know. I'll ink them first and then we'll see about colors. Oops, what did I do? What? Okay. All right. Let's quickly check. Yeah, no, desktop audio is off. Yep. And same thing around the back. Wrapping back here. Inward, outward, whoop. Inward, outward, outward. Straps. Actually, no. Nah, never mind. Finished, not perfect. On to the next. Yeah, this is where I'm starting to feel that I haven't done any warm up. Like, these lines are taking me much more effort than they should. It's just where having warmed up would have just solidified some of these movements in my my arms, and especially because I've been away for a couple of days and haven't done any drawing during that time. I can really feel that, like, it's weird because in a sense it's like riding a bike, like you never really forget how to do things, but then on the other hand it also feels like getting back on a bike, you know, after you've haven't seen a bike for 10 years. I don't know how to explain it, but it's but you know, this is a thing. Get those straps on there. Let's see, the top one comes out here, goes down, and then wraps around. Let's lower that a bit. Oh shit. That's the top stroke. Comes down, goes like that, wraps around. There we go. Cool. Actually, that, right, should be in front. Or should that be in front? You have a... Neither should be in front. There we go, that's better. Okay. Hello, third viewer. Welcome to the stream. If at any point any of you has like a question about something that I'm doing, or you see that I'm doing, or if you want to see the game or some gameplay, feel free to ask in chat. Like, I keep glancing over from time to time, or I'll make sure to glance over from time to time to see if you guys, that's the sketch layer, that is that one. This is the ref. Yeah, okay. So these are my line layers here. Can merge those. There should be a neat little box. Yep, cool. Now we're just gonna color right under there. Yeah, we sample that color. Make a new layer. Just start coloring under that ink layer, just to cover up the old ugly feet. There we go. Just quickly set this to a bit darker so I can tell whether or not I'm coloring outside of the lines too much. And then we'll let those connect here, let those connect there. There we go. And we'll do the same for this foot. There we go. A neat set of feet. Quickly check what this looks like. Okay. Come a bit darker. It's not too bad, considering how much I hate to draw feet. We'll do the little shading trick here. Where we make a darker adjustment layer, and now we just mask away any part that's hit by light. And that should really help communicate the shape of this thing. Just quickly, there's like a little bend there. So the cool part about this is that you can, like, even if you sample, it samples like in the mask. So if I want to draw a shadow that has the same darkness as this bit here, then I could just sample that color, and it won't sample the, or I will sample that spot, and it won't sample the colors that are underneath, but it will sample whatever like tone the mask has in that spot, and that really helps to keep your shadows kind of like consistent when doing this this technique. Actually, kind of want to add a little feather here. Communicate that this is actually a round surface here. Oh, that's a bit much. Yeah, that's too much. It should catch some light, but not too much. That's actually quite hard to pull off. Yeah, that kind of does it. We'll I'll let this fall off a bit more as well. Right, on to the next foot. There's an edge here. Catches the light. And on the top of that thing too. On the top of that thing. Shadow there. And then the heel catches some light. See, as soon as I've done one of them, the other one is way faster. And if I had done a warm-up before I got started today, like, everything would have been a bit faster, but it's working on other features. No, Victor found a fix for some problem. Hold on. Right. Now let's see if this color actually matches. It does not. But can kind of try and find a color that does match. Don't want to call too much attention to it, especially because they're kind of still kind of shapeless blobs. So don't want them to stand out too much. Maybe I'll just do color layer. Really are shapeless blobs. Why do feet bother me so much? They're so hard to draw. No, actually, like hands and feet are like my weakest areas in general. I did kind of manage to get over the hands problem by doing a lot of hand studies. So maybe doing a lot of feet studies will be the next area that I work on. But then the problem with that is that I really do not want to, because it is really boring. Oh no. Okay, that helps, I think. It's weird if I... Yeah, no, it does help a bit. Yeah. Okay. Final look at the color. Well, that's a bit better. And then just make this a bit sharper here. To kind of get rid of that blobbiness. Yep. Yeah, good enough. Now his feet I need to take a look at too. I might actually have to erase away part of the shoes to fit a new shoe over that, and then for her, I guess, I mean, yeah, just the same issue really. Let me see here. I'm gonna do her jacket first, out of laziness, I guess. I just don't want you guys to see me struggle doing feet for 30 minutes in a row, so we'll do a jacket first. Kind of have an idea, like a short sports jacket or something. I don't know. Kind of one of the, or it's like an 80s comic jacket, really. Like where where yeah, it doesn't come down all the way. And I'm fairly confident those jackets just don't exist in real life. I've never seen someone wear a jacket that it's kind of like, you know, like this, where it's really short in the torso region, and then they just have long sleeves like that coming down. This isn't entirely the type of jacket that I'm looking for, but it's close enough. Another look at it, look at, oh man, they did this a lot. Like she's wearing one too. See how it just isn't very long, it's really short, and then she has the rolled up sleeves going on, and I might just do that as a kind of tribute to this era of cartoons. But I would much prefer to have, I mean, usually you wouldn't do reference off of someone else's work. You try to do reference off of real life things, but then I don't think anyone has ever worn one of those super short jackets in real life. Like even cosplayers. I might comic jacket cosplay. No. Oh, here's one. It's of Jean Grey. That's kind of like the shortness that I'm looking for. That might work. Hi, Loyal Taco R6. How are you today? Maybe short leather jacket? 80s short jacket. Leather jacket. Ah, this is it. Now we're getting somewhere. It's a bit dark for actual ref though. But that's kind of what we're looking for. All right, enough. I think I've got enough inspiration here to just kind of get this down to a workable scale. Maybe make it a bit brighter, just so I can see a bit more detail here. There we go. Okay. And I'll do the same thing where I just kind of occlude the underlying layer, just so I can see my sketch lines a bit more clearly. Should I do one of these? those don't have them. They have like pockets, right? So there's like a popped collar, maybe. Then over the shoulder. Should I do the rolled up sleeve thing where it just kind of has that stripy bit corduroy here? Just really bulge back here, thinner here, and then we have it follow the contours here. I'm actually quite curious about this bit here, but she's covering it with her hand. It's really annoying. It seems to be that the collar just kind of, look, it's one continuous line from the neck down. I might have this hang a bit looser. Have her the other one here. Something like that. Let that stick out like that. That might work. That might be fun. Sorry, this is the back one, so it should never be down lower than the front one, right? Because it, there we go. Because it's further away from the camera, so it should be smaller. And then, actually, this makes no. Wait. The arm is back here. This one is a continuous line. Like that. And then we have a fairly serious case of and it's not sticking out far enough. Wait. Let's see if I can find a ref picture that has the pose a bit more similar. And we do, but none of them have an open jacket. Okay, this might not be relevant, but I just didn't want you guys to miss out on seeing this guy. That's so good. Open jacket. Yeah, okay. We might have to occlude something a bit more here. That would stick out like that, which would mean that that would have to follow that same curve, really come out to there, which I do not want. We do a bit more foreshortening here. Have it fall down like that. Then that's the shoulder there. And I like the idea of a big pocket on the front. Might steal that. Be distorted a bit more. There we go. And then we can have a little zipper either on that side, but there's a lot of visual noise here. So we'll put it on this side. Actually, it should be. Yeah, you start at the bottom, you go up. Yeah. And it would probably be on the right side, should be. But we're gonna cheat because we don't want to add any visual noise on this side because it's gonna be fairly noisy there already. It's gonna be pretty hard to like show this bit, like have it contrast with this enough to show that this is actually a different part of the jacket than that is already, without, you know, the zipper coming in and muddying the waters there. Tracer Overwatch jacket. It's like a leather bomber jacket. Alright. Tracer Overwatch jacket. Yeah, I misspelled jacket. Oh yeah. It's like a legit bomber jacket, like not one of those 90s Gabber bomber jacks, but like an actual jacket that a bomber would have worn back in the day. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the idea of having a really big collar. Though I don't want to steal Blizzard's designs too much, obviously. These popped rolled up sleeves are really cool as well. All right, yeah. Did the Rescue Rangers not feature a mouse character? Oh no, she's not wearing one of those. Okay, cool. I didn't want to be stealing any like sometimes you're just stealing ideas without knowing it, right? Because you have an idea in your head and you just kind of you know, you think it's like one of your ideas, and it might just be that you're referencing something from your youth or from wherever, and you don't even realize. And it's kind of going on here, where she does have the popped collar and the thing, but she's not wearing a jacket, so I'm not worried about being so close to her design that yeah, I don't feel bad about being fairly close to her design, because I don't feel like I'm plagiarizing the design here. Yeah, cool. Maybe make her shoulders stick out a bit more. Get the detail in there. And then, like, so this is making a curve like that, right? So if I set it off with a curve that goes like that, maybe with an off-center belt here. Just to really emphasize her pose, right? I really like these super impractical cross belts ever since I grew up playing what is it, Final Fantasy VIII, where Squall Leonhardt has this cross belt design. I spent a lot of my, well, that sounds like I spent years doing it, but a lot of times in my youth I would try and get my belts to hang like that and cross each other like that, and it is physically nearly impossible to get them to actually actually do that. But you know, it's fine for her design because she is not real. Curved, 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 curved. Straight lines are boring. There we go. Let me maybe have some tools hang off here and there. I don't know. But that would make her seem like more of a mechanic. No, we'll just keep it. We'll stick to this. This should be good. Yeah, don't want to emphasize that area too much, but it should work. Okay. Now, while we're still on the sketch layer, I will have to confront these feet because they are just ugh. Inward, outward, inward. Just don't want to give her the same racing boots that the other character has. A bit more like a low shoe, like this one. God. I can't do that. I want to, because they are horrible and perfect, but you can't be a race car driver with like those heels. They're just also samey, those shoes, like loafers. Loafers? More loafers. Should I give her a loafer? What do you think, chat? Yeah, right. I guess there's no... Good God, those shoes are ugly. There's no two ways around it. I'll just have to give her... And then maybe I did the other ones were high tops, so maybe I'll just give her low tops and then be done with it. Oh my God. Just quickly get some ref in there. A lot of them are almost the pose that I need. All right. I kind of want to have it face straight forward, though. That's the part of the issue here. The other part of the issue is that there's foreshortening at work here. And I suck at foreshortening. Okay, let's get rid of all of those. Start inking. Oh, for those of you who are familiar with Photoshop and you see me changing, like, just selecting a layer and then, you know, kind of changing the opacity like that, you can do that with the number keys. And it really, you know, speeds up your workflow a lot. Also, you can do the same for the brush you're working. So if I want to use this brush, which is like my inking brush, and it's like 100% opacity, if I want it to be at like 30, I just press the 3 button, and now I have a 30% opacity brush. And if I want to go back to 100, I just press 0. Now I have 100% opacity. Actually need to invert that one, and then ink on this layer. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I might just leave this 90, just so I know what's under there. That goes behind the shoulder. Come on. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yep. Probably. Not too sure about the breast pocket yet, but we'll I'll just put it in, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, I can always erase it. I should have done that in one go. Actually, like that. I'll make that square. There we go. Yeah, I can fix that up later. How did I? Oh yeah, same. Okay. Let's follow the direction of her arm a bit more than I did in the sketch. More like that. Just come. Do one of these. And then just erase out a bit there. All right. Should I ink those lines or not? I guess a couple can't hurt. Let's do a couple of those. Oh boy. They're way too wide, the ends. It's actually quite realistic, because if you keep rolling up your sleeves like that, at some point they're gonna get like so worn out that they start to hang, which I have on like nearly all of my jackets and stuff, because I I always wear them like that. I always roll up my sleeves, but it doesn't look very good. So realism in this case is pretty bad, pretty bad guideline. Like, we don't want realism because she's a mousy cartoon character. So I say screw realism. Her jackets never get worn out. Better, right? Did you just do Reggie Watts riff? Oh yeah. I'm a cartoon character. Yeah, I love Reggie Watts. You guys, hilarious. I'm listening to some horrible deep housey type music, which succeeds in giving me just enough energy to keep going. If you're wondering what exactly I'm listening to, there's actually a plugin that I'm running on Twitch that will show you exactly what I'm listening to. If you scroll down a little bit, you can see a currently listening to element in my Twitch page. Let's quickly see if that's working right now. Yeah, that's working. And then you can see all the horrible music that I'm listening to and listen along if you'd like. All right, so that's it for the lines on that one. Let's start doing a color. I kind of want to get like a, pardon the pun, mousy brown color on that jacket. So we'll merge the lines. Actually, use 2 layers for the lines this time. I'm fairly 3. There we go. Didn't see you there. I'll do a little color layer here. Kind of like one of those workers' overalls jackets. I think I'll have another coffee in about 15 minutes. Just as soon as I finish coloring the jacket. Oh, I haven't inked her belt or shoes at all. Do that in a second. Just kind of want to see what this looks like combined with the original drawing. And the best way to see that is just quickly toss some color on there. Oh, wait, that's like her old shoulder, right? Yeah. Oh, so it needs a line there to match with the old. We'll fix that after I come back from coffee, I think. So here's the downside of doing all of this after the rest of the characters already like inked and shaded and everything. It's just this weird. Normally I could just kind of like paint under the ink layer, and I guess I could still do that for some of this stuff, but it would just get so like now I can just kind of like, if later I decide to do a variant or whatever, I can just switch the jacket on and off. And oop, that's the wrong layer. It just preserves my old work, right? Yeah, what would that curve be like? I think inward, just continuation of that curve until it hits the shoulder and then outward, right? Something like that. And then we'll make this bit really dark. And then we can kind of do the same for this line. Over here, just strengthen it a bit. Ribs is outward. Tummy is inward. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that works. Let's do ink on the belt. Though I'm still not sure if I want to do the belt, but also because it doesn't conflict with anything or really overlap with anything within the same layer, I can just kind of like draw it and then switch it on and off to see if I want to keep it or not. Probably not want to keep it, but we'll see. This one overlaps from here to there and is occluded by the hand. Just makes this a hard mess to unravel. Alright, we'll fix that later. Should have done a buckle before I started inking and coloring this shit though. But as a quick... Yeah, no, I want to keep the belt. Alright, I'll do a buckle. Yep. Alright, quickly gonna take a short maybe 10-minute break. Grab some food, coffee, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes. All right, and we are back. Yeah, sketching the belt. Let's do engineer belt. I don't know. So this is the actual Final Fantasy belt that I was talking about with the funky cross in there. Let's not do that. I want to see like a tool belt-ish idea. Wait, 3-point belt. Okay. So apparently we can just do a square here as a buckle. Just kind of have this come in from the side. Slightly bigger. No. Yeah, this should be well enough. Let's try and not drop coffee on my desk today like I did last week. No, actually I want the fall off to be more like that. Now I can kind of shave a bit off the end there. That should be fine. There we go. I'm gonna make them all curve outward just a little bit to make the shape friendlier. And also, like, if you commit to a single straight line, then you have to make them all straight, right? But if you keep them curved, you can get away with a lot more bullshit. Like, there's a lot more freedom if you don't commit to keeping it all super clean or super straight, right? You get to fudge a lot more stuff. And especially for an illustration like this one, like, fudging a lot of stuff is fine. As soon as you commit to doing something very clean, like, it takes a lot of work to get everything up to that clean level. And that work takes a lot of time. And then if you take your time to do all that stuff, then you are not being very productive at all. So it might feel better to do everything in a super clean manner, but it's often actually very bad for your process, or for your progress, maybe. Right. Get rid of the sketch layer, that white layer, grab the color layer. As you can tell, I've scaled up the original drawing quite a bit. Like, you can see that's kind of slightly pixelated there, because this character was one of the first ones I did a rendering pass on. And at that point, I hadn't established the scale at which I wanted to, like, all the files to be yet. So I might have to, like, if I ever want to use this image now for something really big in game, then I'll have to redraw large segments of the character. At least go over it with a inking brush again and redo all the line work and stuff. It's a bit of a hassle. But it's my own fault for not just working at a large scale first time I rendered her out. Okay. Oh, I forgot about the zipper. Well, we could make do without. Alright. Let's get serious about these goddamn feet. I wonder if they even have different. Probably not, right? No, just the same kind of. Oh, this is dumb. Like, how is this helping? She's obviously not a race car driver. Like, there we go. Yeah, so the same. Those are more like boot types. I don't want boots though. That's dumb. That's dumb. Yeah, so it's basically the same Puma type shoes or boots, but I don't. Do I not want her in boots? The other. Sorry. The other one had higher shoes, right? Yeah. All right. Some nice Yeezys. God, those are. Oh God. That is by far one of the ugliest shoes I've ever seen in my life. Holy shit. Yeah, no. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. That is horrible. Good God. Nope. Adidas Y3. Right. What is it with like super large soles? Like, good God. I like this though. Like, not as in anyone should ever wear these shoes. But I could do something similar on the shoes for the character. Just to show contour a bit more. Maybe I'll do like a lip thing. That might work. And then have that a toe cover thing. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that for now. Let's just do that. Ink. There we go. fashion. Oh, I might listen to some fashion, actually. Yep, sorry. Yep. I drew it inverted. Or flipped. And this looks so much better. Fine. Fine. Let's do color for the shoes as well. Oh. Ooh, that's not the right layer. Come on. Alright. Why is this? Oh no, did I? No. This is just under the color layer. Alright, weird. Alright. Wait, did I? Oh my god. Shit. I did not put that on a separate layer. There we go. So the reason I was moving this stuff is because if I position these new shoes just exactly right, I don't have to erase anything of in the old drawing. I can just kind of go over the top of it. There we go. Okay, fuck it. There we go. Okay. I like this color. Just get rid of that sketch layer. What? Okay. So the reason I sample color from stuff that I've already drawn is that I want to keep the palette like really limited within one character, right? I don't want to just constantly be adding brand new colors in there. Just to keep it consistent. Let's maybe slightly more brownish on the jacket there, slightly less light. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. That's a bit too blue. There we go. This might work. Yeah. I'm really happy with how that jacket turned out. Makes such a huge difference. Like, yeah, that's cool. All right, let's do some shading on this bee. Just checking before I move on to something else to see if I didn't accidentally merge any color layers with the lines layer or something like that. So that's why I was moving it around and doing stuff like that. So now we have all the colors on one layer and all the lines on one layer. So we can do our hue saturation trick again, where we turn down the lightness really low, turn up the saturation a bit, determine a shadow color, which we should match with the shadow color that we've already established for the other for the actual character, and then we can start just painting spots of light. Oh, that might be a bit low opacity. There we go. There we go. That's it. And again, we just look for any spot that would catch light. So this would probably be under her hair, right? We can kind of communicate the shape of things like this too. So if we want this to have a certain thickness, we can have that catch light, and then suddenly that is a volume and not just a plane. Let's up the brightness just a bit in general, just so I don't have to constantly add light to everything. Then we can redo these bits. So this way I have a bit more range. I can do actually go down and up from here. Sorry for not talking too much during this process. Kind of just going through everything and trying to figure out where does light come from, what does it hit, but at the same time, like, I'm not going for too realistic, like any form of realism here. Like, I just want to try and find spots that are aesthetically pleasing to put a fold. And whenever I think, oh, that is too contrasty or whatever, I kind of get rid of it again. But it's a it's a pretty intense process. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm thinking of at the same time. I'll try and verbalize a bit more. Actually, listening to Fashan doesn't help. Just quickly get some other music in there. Just some music with lyrics. Always, it's hard for me to talk while there's also lyrics going on. Let's put it that way. So, like I said, I'm just looking for spots to put shadows or to put folds. Kind of thinking about where the light comes from, but no, I don't take it too seriously. I just want to have some attractive folds in there. And I'm actually already running into problems because of me being lazy before, which is these folds here. Like, clothing doesn't really fall that way, and that's giving me problems now that I have to render it, because I can tell that there is no way to have light hit it in a way that's realistic, but I can just kind of fake it and make it look like this would hit it, but it's obviously not ideal. All right. But it kind of looks like it could work, and that's all I'm going for here. It's like, get to the point where someone looks at it and thinks like, oh yeah, that kind of reminds me of what a jacket looks like, and there we go. Okay. Actually, let's brighten this up a bit so we can do that and actually show that this thing has volume. Hey, volume. Cool. We'll fall off there. Cool. Cool. Yep. Much better. That's pretty cool. If I do say so myself, I might take another look at her shoes. Maybe just brighten it up a little bit. All right. I could do actual socks here, like grab that color. Nope, did not lock transparency on that layer. Do something like that. It's almost like a baseball player with the high socks and the low shoes. Maybe if we take a slightly darker color or something that's a bit closer to. Well, it actually works quite decently. Yep. What do you think? Not too bad, I think. Now I have to go in and do his shoes, but I'm just absolutely sick and tired of looking at shoes or doing anything with shoes. Alright, there should be some new stuff. So I'm quickly gonna pull the project and check that out. Indicators updated. Actually already outdated, but you know, I'll just quickly commit that. Alright, 7 new things to pull. It should be exciting. All right. There we go. Oh yeah, Victor fixed the water, the outline. So now we have a bit of transparency in there, which is really nice to have. I'm wondering if he's still working in that scene. Hold on, before I start working in that scene too. Because we do not want to cross the streams. We do not want to be working in the same scene and then get a merge conflict. Ah, okay. I just got the go ahead. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, take a look at the indicators. Should actually work in the UI builder scene. Set that screen to 2D and grab indicators, switch them on, and then switch off the whip canvas. That is a weird scale though. I think this might be an older indicator. I don't think we actually use this one. Also because this thing is blue and it should be white, and I don't think we use the player number at all. So let me try and see if I can find the actual. Oh, those are just the tooltips. Loading screen. Take now control, confirm winner. Wait, I know how to check this. Let's go back to my scene. Center point, center point, center point. There we go. Play. What? Oh, there we go. And we go into the players. Or is it? It should be on the canvas, right? UI cam. Oh yeah, there's a canvas and player indicator. I mean, I'm assuming we only have one of those. Player indicator. We do. It's this one. Let's toss that on there. I should actually do this in the UI builder. That was quick. Holy shit. Player indicator. Go on, get on there. Get rid of this one. That only works on a canvas, right? I'll toss it on this canvas actually. Switch it on. Get rid of this menu. Okay. And then I'm assuming that Lance swaps out this image and colorizes this one based on which player it has to be, and then he takes these images. Problem is the alignment of those images on the canvas here, or on the parent object here. So let's see how this is set up. Also, there's a very slight rotation to everything, which is kind of weird. The entire indicator is slightly rotated. Which is weird. Why would that be crooked? 111. View rect. 50, 5, 222. Alright, I don't want to fuck with it too much because I know that it works with these values, so I don't want to like actually mess with too many of the values here. Do you want to mess with the alignment of this image? So that's set to stretch. But it's stretching within its own little... It doesn't have the same proportions either as the as what's around it. Like it's wider than it is tall. And that probably changes if we toss a different image in there, right? Let's just throw this indicator in there. It doesn't. Okay. It just always keeps the same size. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, and it does use a mask. Where is that mask though? Is that like... No. There it is. I'm not too sure if I want the character to actually overlap with this border here, or if it would be better if we just allow the character to like stand in front of a background. Because the overlap kind of... Weird part is like if I... Oh yeah, that's a problem. So I already masked the image, but it has a slightly different angle from what's going on here. So I should actually export them with a like a square mask, or like no masking in Photoshop. Just export them like this. Come on. Come on. Fucking Photoshop. Yeah. I have to do it one by one, or it won't. This one, 2, 3, and 4. Process. Okay. And now it's masked just by the border there. Weird part is like this seems fine. And then I guess it's because we scale this thing in game That's what's causing the problems, though it seems to. I mean, this is a problem, but I don't think we ever scale it that small. Or do we scale it too big, maybe? Nope. Doesn't seem to matter much if we make it really big. I mean, at this point it would, but we never make it that big either, so there's something going on here that shouldn't happen. I know I clicked don't save because I didn't change anything that I wanted to keep in that scene. All I did was replace these assets, but that I don't have to hit save for. Let's run another test and see what happens exactly. Sorry, phone. Oh, it's not too important. Alright, let's switch to this screen so you guys can see that game. Just drive around a bit and look at that indicator scaling. That one works fine, but then if you look at, so the green one does exactly what you expect. It it scales up as we come closer, it scales down as we go away, and the character just kind of like sits there nicely. But then with the red indicator, its image is suddenly placed much higher in the same thing, and it's also not masked at the... Oh, it is masked. It's just positioned differently, even though the images are the exact same size. So they should have the same origins and whatever, unless the transparent pixels don't count, but I believe they do. Let's see, if we go to the... I need to hook up my other two controllers real quick. And these are wired controllers, so it takes me a bit of effort to actually hook them up here. Come on. And then I think I can get rid of that one too. And then hook up this controller too. Oh, the joys of making a 4-player local multiplayer game. Stick that in there. All right. And then we go to the, so to actually get those other two players in there, we need to go to the join scene, where there is actually another thing that I need to fix, which is the FOV of the of these join cameras, because there's an animation on there, but I think I changed something at some point and then that doesn't work anymore. So there we have our 4 players. And we press start, we got our loading screen. And we press A to begin. Okay, now we have 4 players. Now we can check out the other indicators. And it seems to be pretty hit or miss, where in the blue one is pretty broken, the yellow one seems absolutely fine, and then the red one is broken, and the green one is fine again as well. Not entirely fine though. So we can see that's moved off to the side, as is that one. It's weird. So Unity is doing something with their amazing canvas system. But, you know, I mean, this... You can predict that this would happen because Unity does really weird shit with scaling in Canvas. So I'm not too bothered by that. Or I wouldn't be if it displayed the same behavior when I scale the component in the UI builder or in the other scene. But I have no clue why it's so broken. And that's weird, by the way. That's the green car. And it has the red indicator. That's the red car, it has the green indicator. Okay, well that's a different bug, I guess, for a different time, but something wrong with that scaling. Alright, I think I'll have to fix this together with our developer, because half of this has been set up by me, poorly, and the other half has been set up by our developer, by Lance, but I think there's something in how I set it up that isn't working correctly. So we'll add an issue for the next sprint, which starts next week, and indicator scaling issues and how do you say, player assignment, because some of the indicators being, and I think that's just a very small fix probably, but and I'll assign myself. As you can tell, next sprint I'll have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of tasks that are assigned to me. Okay. Gameplay footage, yeah. I don't like record, or I can't really record gameplay footage while streaming. Purely because I use OBS for both. What I can do is fix that. Fix these cameras in the join scene, because their field of vision is off by a mile. Also, there's some old props and also what, lighting in here? Please don't. Or just a really aggressive directional light and no ambient. Nope. What are these shadows? All right, so there's a lot to there's a lot to fix in this join scene, and that's fine. I guess we can work on that for now. First of all, I think I'll make I'll make separate groups for each of the 4 join areas. So right now it's just kind of one big mess. And I'd really love to know why those shadows, because I don't think that actually happens in game. Yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does. All right. Probably just the where is it? This one having really harsh settings. Yeah. All right. There we go. And camera 4 join. Camera rotate. That's a target. God, I need to make groups out of this because this is just horrible. All right, we'll start by just getting rid of I'll just get rid of like most of these tiles. Nope. No, wait. I think I was thinking about like what is the shortest step to being able to rebuild these scenes in a way that that is easy to do. And I'll just get rid of at least all the props. I'd rather just build it up from empty again than have to try and fix what's already there, because the only things I really want to keep are like all the functional parts, and then the rest I'll just set up with nice grouping and stuff. So most of this is pretty, like, what is this doing here? Pretty poorly set up. Come on, just scroll. That's fine. I believe this is not one of the cameras that I want to edit. Random button. Okay. And then we have another recorder kit here. All right, this should be functionally the same as what we had before. I kind of want to check out. So these are the cams that are spawned. Unassigned cam. And I believe that they are named thusly in code, which means it isn't really easy to find which prefab that is. So I'll go ask glance real quick. Okay. While we wait for a response, we'll quickly go over some stuff here, organize some stuff. So I kind of want to have it organized by area, so that we have 4 groups. That each just only contain their own stuff, so I can yeah, edit them separately. Now I'm not sure if oh, that's weird. If Hierarchy Pro actually allows me to put groups within groups. I'll quickly just test that out. Yeah, we can. Okay. So nested groups are fine. The problem probably here though is that these things are already in different groups, and I'm trying to put them in a certain group. And also I'm wondering if it's smarter to group them by type or group them by player number. So yeah, that's a so much of building games is just fucking organizing. And the most annoying things about that is that if you just quickly build something up unorganized, like, and you come back to it later, it's always run into so much trouble. It's really annoying. I have no idea why a recorder cam is in here, by the way. Did I? Is this the original? Oh, we can check that out really easily, by the way. We can just set this one really low, play, and then no, that doesn't change it. So that's not the one that we need to add. All right, just wondering why it's in there. I guess I'll keep the roadblocks in a group, so I won't have to really change them. And then I'll grab these things, put them into groups, if I may. I may not. But why may I not? Put those in a group. And now I can. Yeah, okay. And then press to join P1. Leave those for now. Crap. Get rid of the dumbass canvas. Ready? There we go. Grab those. Group them. And then press to join P2. Sort that up. But why don't you just make them into a prefab and then, yeah, good point. Probably should have. There we go. Press to join P3. And then on the last one, okay. Let's just mock up stuff actually. So just get rid of it. Now here we have the cam rotates. These are the targets for the cameras that are spawned in later. Got this just slightly out of order. There we go. And they rotate, then that's what makes the camera move. I just wish I knew where the cameras were. That's a cam target. Yeah. Okay. We'll grab the spawn point and that, and then we'll add props to this later, and then just make this group player one join area P1, and then P2 group join area 2. Grab that one, that one. And we'll make sure that the props for each of those areas are in that same group. Quickly open our level editor. Go. Okay. So that's a lot cleaner. Save that. And just start dressing up this scene, I guess. Get some buildings in there. So I kind of want to keep the top empty to allow for the it's going to be like a map selection area up there, right? So we don't have that functional yet. We could, but we don't have any like new levels yet anyway. But once we have multiple levels, like all the levels will be physical little things like this one, and you drive into it, and then that is what tells the game which level you'd like to play. We don't have that yet, so we'll just add some stuff here. I'm kind of thinking about how much I'll want to actually dress this up, because we don't want to have it be too complete, right? Kind of want to leave something up to the actual level. Like if you a lot of stuff in here, maybe we should just do something completely different from the main game. Also because, I mean, this is a certain tile set, like a certain set of props. Maybe we just shouldn't use that in the join scene. It should just be like empty. I mean, it doesn't have to be tiles anyway. Let's try something else out. Let's do Roblox, then everything that's level 0. Disable. Disable. Oh, yeah, that's annoying. Disable. Disable. Oh yeah, no, that's not too bad. All right, and then we grab plane, wonk. Thank you, Unity, for making things at random locations. wonder if the text is even legible if we do this. Okay. I don't think I like the. Let's do the other one. Actually spawn a car. Hey, the text changes as soon as I spawn a car. That's weird. Wait, let's try that again. Spawn a car. Oh, it can't actually drive on on this plane because it's not a floor tile. Maybe I should just make the areas smaller and just fill them with our standard tile. Yeah. Get rid of these. Rid of these. Because it's pretty big, right? Maybe just something tiny like this should be quite enough, actually. I'm still absolutely flabbergasted why the text like disappears as soon as the player spawns. But I'm God, what the fuck? Definitely gonna consider just having this be way tinier and pretty much just blank. So you start the game and you just see press A to, or yeah. Oh wait, no, now I remember. Press A to join. It is supposed to disappear when you join. Sorry, it's getting later in the day. Of course that has to disappear because you have joined. Makes a lot of sense, right? Just the A doesn't disappear because it is a thing that you can destroy, and you can kind of drive around and stuff. All right. I guess we're golden then. I mean, this is like, for real, this is quite big enough for the player to just kind of try out. Like, it could even be smaller as far as I'm concerned. Just have, let's see, what should we do around it? A small area like this one. That A is really buggy for some reason. Just quickly. Oh, that's for some reason or somehow this one is actually made with the old destruction script, like one of the oldest ones that we had. That might be what's causing the problems here. Also, like, the game stutters in this super empty scene, and it doesn't do that in the much more crowded main scene, which is also kind of weird. But you know, maybe we'll do. I think I got it figured out what I want to do here. I'm just gonna make a little nature scene. Some trees, and that kind of, you know, sets up the fact that you can destruct things and stuff, but doesn't show you too much of what's gonna happen. I'll just put in, excuse me, trees and some bushes. Maybe like the bench, streetlight combo. We'll do some grouping. I'll grab that one. Trying to keep, like, I'm trying to not use different scales of these props too often, because each scale is actually a different, like a separate draw call. But I can use like just sticking it into the ground a bit further or a bit less far to make it seem like it's a smaller tree, right? That way I only have 2 scales of this asset in the scene. That shouldn't put us up to too much too many draw calls. There we go. So this way, I mean, it's a simple little scene, but it's enough for the player to kind of drive around in while he's waiting for his buddies to join. And it should, even though it's killed them, yeah, the tree still work just fine. Cool. So there's just enough stuff to actually destroy. And then maybe we'll do to quickly get all these props into a group. Join area player 1. Just quickly props. I'll just get that. Sorry, join area player 1. There we go. Just to keep it all clean. Toss those into there. Grab those, and those go into there. Okay. Cool. And we'll do some lighting here to give color to these scenes. And I believe the spawn point colors are the colors that we use for the indicators and the car colors as well, if I'm not mistaken. So we might do a blue light here. Hey, that's odd. Did I? Ah, there we go. Sorry, range was a bit off. Let's get that bit of an angle that coincides with the angle of the the other one. Set that range a bit higher. Intensity way lower. Don't really want people to see the shape of it. I just want the color to be there. Goddamn. Oh, I think I might have forgotten to, sorry. I forgot to switch my which screen I'm streaming. This looks decent but boring. I'm really looking for a way to get it to feel a bit better. Maybe we'll just greatly reduce the amount of light in the scene. And really work with like local lighting, right? Come on. So that helped a lot in our main scene as well, where we just kind of like a more dedicated lighting plan. Different colors of lighting in different areas. So this area would be lit up by that street light, so we can use a bit of a warmer light there. Actually sample a little color from there. Make that a bit more intense. Yeesh. It's not a pretty color. Let's get rid of all those rotations. Zero that out. Oh, sorry. Increase that angle, sorry, not the range. Way lower intensity. Okay, let's grab another one of those. Get that to shine on the other side here. Make it a bit more intensely blue. Get a skybox in here. Might help. Yeah. Actually need something a bit darker. I might actually just grab the skybox that we have. Just make a darker version of it. Dupe this one. Get. All right, those are all separate images. Maybe we can do it in the. We can just darken it out, tint it a bit. Can I? I can. Just get a nice dark purple in there. This might look horrible. Who knows? We'll see in a second. All right, let's join in. Looks cool enough when driving around here. Like the lighting is, I mean, for how much effort it took to actually build it this way, it's not too bad. That is not too bad at all. Cool. So the other four, or the other three. The advantages, but with the way that I set this up, I can just kind of duplicate those groups, right? If I just toss these into the proper group, Sorry. And then see how I want to do this. Might actually just get rid of this spawn point in this group, and I believe that I can then pretty much duplicate the entire group. As long as I keep the spawn points separate. I'll get rid of these. Duplicate the group. Be done with it. Except for the tiles. Yeah. I have to build up the tiles first. And then I can duplicate the props and stuff. I could duplicate the ground tiles as well, but they wouldn't be on the grid that our tool uses. And then I wouldn't be able to like go in. I believe that it works that way anyway. Yeah, because now I can just kind of have this like be on half the grid, which is not good. So we'll build up the area we need first, then duplicate the props and put them in there. I believe that's 4x4. Yeah, so that is 4. Close enough to 4. And then we do this. We can make a edge around it. Like that. Grab those, toss them in there. Right, cool. And then we can grab join area, everything it entails, duplicate, and put them in there. And we're done. Move the spawn point. And now player 2 has a little area to drive around in as well. Let's see, change screen. Join in player 2, player 1, sorry, and player 2. Yeah. Seems to work. Cool. Let's make 2 more. The tool that I'm using to build these tile-based maps with real quick, by the way, that's Cakescape, which is our little in-house level edit tool, which is getting a big update next sprint. Actually, next sprint will be largely focused on content creation. So that's building up the tool and building new levels and more content to put in those levels. Right. Join area P1, and then we have a dupe of that, and we shall name that join area P2. And let's build another 4x4 area. I'm keeping them pretty far apart. Just kind of so that maybe like props that start flying around from the destruction or whatever doesn't come flying into someone else's screen, right? And we'll take, let's put those close together. Actually, we'll take that one, duplicate, shove it over here. That's actually pretty much correct in one go. Cool. Let's make the last one. Don't forget to rename it. Layer 3. Launchcake escape. Build a 4 square. Add an edge. Cool. Close that out. Grab the layer 2 join area. Slide that over. And we are done. And we'll rename that layer 4. Cool. All right. And then once we do once we add the functionality to being able to pick levels, I'll just be able to, because I didn't forget about it. Depending on how many maps we go with, I'll just get rid of some of the props. I think these can also be smaller, by the way. They don't have to be that big. Yeah, no, they can be way smaller, and we can fit them in there. Maybe we'll make little tunnels that you can drive in to do the same thing. Though being able to see like a screenshot of the map also feels very nice. I don't know. It really reminds me of those old play things that we used to have as a child, right? Oh god. Okay. Next thing to work on. I would love to work on those cameras to change that FOV, but it's a very small dev thing. Like there's the one line of code that has to be changed, which I'm not gonna do because I don't touch code. But I mean, this already looks better than it did, so I'm quite happy with that. And I might take a look at some of the colors in the interface for the last 30 minutes. Because there's a slight inconsistency in there now, where the loading screen looks friendlier in color than most of the other interface does. And the way that we have the interface set up, it shouldn't be too hard to match those two colors a bit better. So I think I might work on that. Depending on if Lance, I believe Lance is working on, essentially working on interface right now, so he might not appreciate me messing around with those assets right now. All right, let's quickly push this work. Reworked join scene. Let's see, that's a removal, that's a removal. Those are the indicators, yeah. Edit the indicators. Stage commit. Pull. Push. Quickly gonna ask. before I change scenes. Okay, just got the go ahead, so we'll go into UI Builder and take a look at those colors. I should be able to change those colors pretty easily. Though they are dupes of each other and not children, so I can't really. If I just change this color out, doesn't actually change the other colors, so that kind of sucks. I need to think if there's a better way to handle this, because there's a lot of colors to change here. Like I can do these buttons, and then quickly just check this out. Hey, this is weird. I changed this video. I know I did. Or did I? Oh, I pressed no on the thing. Okay, yeah, no, that's no problem. I can grab this, actually, that, grab this. There we go, grab the right video. And then this one, some reason, stopped working. Well, let me quickly, because this should update now to the other video. Yeah, now this looks better, doesn't it? So the problem is, it doesn't actually work if we try to push the buttons in this scene. Should actually go to. Oh wait, no, I never updated the. That's a bit weird. Yeah, the title scene. Go there. I never updated the prefab, right? To include the changes that I made. Now the prefab is different here than it is in the other scene. Yeah, right. Okay, that makes sense. Now I know what happened. Okay. Yeah, this is what I want. So I like this shade of blue, but we use a different shade of blue here. Not here. Skips the loading scene. Which it should not do. And that might be my fault. It goes to join scene instead of load scene. But I didn't touch this at all. Huh. I wonder. Don't really want to ask Lance to take a look at this right now because he's looking at something else. So we'll just kind of leave that for now then. And just kind of focus on colors for now. I'll grab the loading screen. Color from here. It's kind of like this weird greenish color. And then this font, what is that? DS accent. I wonder if I can import that into the project. Or if I should do a big UI overhaul in the next sprint. Because it is a fair amount of work to change. Because there are many many menus that will have to be changed. And I think I have to kind of have to work with Lance on much of that. Let's quickly do a little. Yeah, and I have to take a closer look at these colors anyway, and add a new font, which is the one from the loading screen mockup. But I'm not gonna start that now, like 10 minutes or 15 minutes before we end our last workday. I'm not gonna do a complete UI color overhaul. I will do some character sketches to end the day, go back to drawing, and kind of leave Unity for now. Yeah. Let's close this out and not save it. Don't want to leave anything that I might have ruined. Leave this up here. Back to Photoshop. If Photoshop will let me. Yeah. Yeah, we still have his feet to work on. Or we could work on the gods, which we have now. Because each of them has to have a thing with which to smash a tile. He obviously has a large hammer. Oh, that's the thing that I was supposed to do today. Look, add descriptions to all the characters as well. He has a round hammer. Can give him, maybe he'll. Yeah, let's just brainstorm a bit on and do a bit of loose sketching for ways that these gods could have to destroy tiles, and I'm kind of already getting some ideas here. So this guy, he's like a robed guy. He has his hand stretched out. maybe he just summons a sword falling from the sky. Really, really bendy sword. Just get a straight line in there. I don't know. I don't know about that. Okay, what else? He has a robe, so he's probably some sort of priesty guy. Maybe he has a big staff. Symbol on there. That's obviously going to be the symbol that represents him. It's that square with a circle in the middle. Just shit hanging off it because he's kind of like a shaman. Or would he be more of a formal? Yeah, I think geometric suits him a bit better. He's like a fairly formal guy, even though he's barefoot. But he has some nice robes going on. But then how would he use this to smash it all? Maybe he just pokes it. Maybe use it like a spear. Maybe he casts something. I mean, it could just kind of spear butt on the floor, like just smash it down once, and then it leaves that symbol, and then that crashes it. O'Neill staff. Yeah, that might be cool. Maybe we move this. Make this a bit smaller. actually. Fuck it. Want it to be a bit more ostentatious, or I wish Photoshop was a bit less slow today. I have no idea why it's having so much trouble doing very basic things today, of all days. Like, that might work for his staff. It's pretty simple, but then, you know, he has a very simple geometric robe. I know nothing else of this with this god. But it makes sense that his staff would be simple as well, right? That he just kind of like strikes it on the ground, that burns his rune into the tile that's about to be destructed, and then it's destructed. I can live with that. So we have a bit of a problem here that we have two characters that both have hammers, though one of them is a big two-handed hammer, and the other one is like a tiny round construction hammer. I don't know, we might leave that for now. Yeah. Alright, then we have three characters that as of yet do not have any weapons. Two of them I have a fair idea of what I want to have them do. Like, this one might just stomp the ground, because he doesn't have any arms. He can't really hold a weapon in any way. This one is definitely going to stomp the ground. Oh, there's a thing that's been bugging me in this character for a while. Quickly clear that up right now. These are actually, these arms go behind the legs, and that's what you're looking at here. And that wasn't always very clear to everyone, so I kind of want to make that abundantly clear by lighting that out a bit and matching up that color a bit more. This one has lock transparency, right? Yeah, it does now. Okay. Nope. Okay. That should be slightly clearer, I hope. All right, locked transparency, there we go. So this one I want to have, like, he has these weird piston legs, and I would just honestly have him just strike the ground with one of those piston legs, if we can find a way to communicate that clearly again. So that's fine. Swan God guy, I'm just gonna give him a sword or something to poke a tile with. He looks kind of graceful. Maybe we'll have him. Maybe I'll have like a dueling sword or something. Maybe like a rapier. A rapier. However you pronounce that. Like something. Do they come in curved versions? They do. That's why we call it a saber. Fair enough. But I do want the handle of a rapier that I don't want it to, you know, look like a scimitar or something too much. So you get something like this. Slender and graceful. Now it's just kind of standing around. But that's fine, I guess. I mean, if he wants to just chill, you can chill. Yep. Let's do a quick inking of that. Sorry about that. Come on. definitely not the best sword I've ever drawn. But I am done enough with this day for this to be fine, as far as I'm concerned. Come on. Oh god, feather is on. That's why I'm not getting the result I want. Oh, god damn it. And now I can't get the curve right. There we go. Okay. I was so confused, just making that stroke over and over again, going, like, why is it not? Yeah, if I was taking my time for this, I would do that with the pen tool. I could make a curve like that and just make it a better curve, but I really can't be asked right now to get in there and do it right. Actually, let's do soft light. Whatever. Okay. I think we're gonna call it a day for the stream here. So I'm just kind of messing about right now, not really doing anything too useful. So I think I'm gonna call for the stand-up. Sorry. I'll call it a day after that. Thank you all for watching. There will be a stream next week, same time, same place. And we'll have some exciting things to look at then, because today was just kind of about, finding little things to do at the ass end of this sprint, which especially for me, because I do a lot of like design and concept work. At the end of a sprint, I usually have a little bit less to do than at the beginning of a sprint. So next week should be chock full of new work to work on, and I'm pretty excited about the state of the game right now, and the state is going to be in starting next week. So maybe we'll be able to start next week with some more playing of the game. I'm not quite sure yet what I'll be doing, but whatever I'll be doing, I'm sure it'll be fun to look at. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys hopefully next week. Bye.